I've got a real clickbait warning here. There are articles everywhere crowing from the hills about video conferencing, and it's a real scare piece of interest for people who think, oh, camera, they can see everything I'm doing. And I totally understand it's a very normal response. So please be aware, a lot of these articles, they're not doing their research properly. They're all found particularly around Zoom. There's an article around Zoom at the moment that touches on their end-to-end encryption not being what they say it is, and the fact that some of the data is being routed via China. Let me tell you a bit about that, and I'm also going to go into what is important for security and why they're different problems with different platforms. So, at an absolute baseline, and in the simplest of terms, use a password. Please use a password. Zoom, whereby all these other platforms, they do have methods of keeping people out. If you're not using those methods, you've got to look at yourself before you go looking at the platforms. Now, Zoom has the password built into the URL, and that's what happens is people get that URL, they send it elsewhere, and someone picks up on it. So not only use a password, but you really have to trust your recipients. If you've got a rowdy, rogue bunch of school children, the reality is they're going to share that link with that password, and it's very hard to avoid that. So you do need to work with them and help them understand the problems of sharing those links around, or you need to consider one of the platforms that has the login features and tight username passwords to access the room. You've got to understand everything can be hacked. So it's all good and well to have a security expert come in and talk about the encryption and the peer-to-peer or the server-based systems. Every system can be hacked, and the particular vulnerability is you. It's not the technology. It's you, your password, your system being compromised, not the technology itself. Specifically in the case of Zoom, they're doing end-to-end encryption, but it's not end-to-end encryption, but it's not considered military grade or extremely high grade encryption. So theoretically, somebody could hack it. Now, I ask myself, I'm asking staff, what are we talking about on video, and what are we doing that is absolutely highly secretive and confidential? In our workplace, there's not really anything we're doing that's highly confidential or secure. If I need to speak with Brad, the business owner, about something sensitive, I'll pick up the phone instead of getting on a video chat. But there is a cold hard reality on many businesses that have health confidentiality clauses and insurance clauses around this. So with the above point that everything can be hacked, you need to ask yourself, what are the reasonable steps that your insurance will cover the risk of somebody getting hacked? Obviously, you should not take your video conferencing into sensitive areas. We've all seen the funny video of the lady in the bathroom. We've all seen people show things they're not meant to show. We've all seen the video of the kid running in on his dad who is broadcasting the news. Don't put yourself in that position. Just keep a really plain background. Nothing can go wrong. Don't have a doorway in shot. Avoid that if you can. And then really look at your insurance policies, understand your work policies around what steps you need to take to prevent that risk, because I can't stress enough, everything can be hacked. And now that leads me to some advice around telehealth. Do your own research, have a look around. My understanding is there's a platform called CoView that works quite well. It has a lot of the similar features to these other tech giants, but it is telehealth approved. So go and do your research. The overriding advice I want to give on the security and the Zoom bombing and video conferencing is you're not going to get the features you need in a free product. You need to pay. So have a look at the different paid tiers and understand the more features you want, well, the more they're going to charge and get paid for it.